Jackson.
Howdy.
Howdy, Yeehaw Moments coming in at ya. We are live. We are back to another Book Creator webinar. I am so excited to invite you back to dig into today's topic, to let Farmer Fobs bring those Yeehaw Moments. But before we do that, a couple little housekeeping items here. Depending on where you're watching the stream, you can be contributing comments, as you can see coming in below. So if you're on YouTube or you're on Facebook, let us know what you think of what's happening. Ask your questions. We will bring those comments to the front. We will answer your questions, and we will bring you into the stage. If you're over on Twitter, however, you can comment there and we will comment back, but those comments don't make it into the feed. We're so sorry. So we are very excited to be connecting with you. If you're watching the recording, thanks so much for checking things out. All the resources for today are going to be in the comments on Facebook, on YouTube, on X, and in the awesome webinar book that we have put out for you. So, Fobs, without further ado, what are we talking about today?
We are talking about probably my favorite way to use Book Creator, and that's collaboration. I am all about community, whether it's outside those four walls of the classroom or inside those four walls in the classroom. And if you talk about community right now, I'm going to say that before we even, we were behind stage and we were getting vamped up, and I already saw people talking about how excited they were about Yeehaw Moments. They understood the assignment. They came to this knowing that we're about to bring the Yeehaw Moment. So super excited to see Virginia Beach in the house, Georgia in the house, North Carolina in the house, Georgia, all the people. So keep on coming and be ready to participate if you can. So let's go ahead. All right. Yeah, my boy Wesley's in the house in Virginia, and Pam, all my Virginia Beach people. So we're actually going to see what y'all can do collaboratively, just because, I'm a big hands-on person, and we are going to talk about how to use it, engaging with your students. So our girl Katie just dropped the link in the chat. All right. So I'm going to kind of show you how we gave you that link and what I did to make this book collaborative. So what we did was, I have this book and I have this template. I'm all into templates and giving kids really that starting point. So I went to my three dots, and then I went to share, and then I went to collaborate.
Yeah.
And then I started collaboration, and I really want to showcase that you can also change this. Y'all are popping into my library. This is just making my day. And I could only choose a certain amount of people. I could choose everybody but a certain people, but I won't do this because we're all about family right here. So I have everyone into my library, and then we just invited you guys with that code. So go ahead, and your screen might look like this. And so if you scroll over that book, you're going to click the pencil tool, okay? And I should see everyone meeting me on page number 1 on the cover. And that means that you are now in edit mode, and you guys are all going to be able to make your voice heard, all right? So just a quick introductions. I'm Farmer Fobs, and I'm the District Growth Manager here at Book Creator. Here's all my socials. I love to connect with anybody, and everything's hyperlinked, all right? And then I have a little new passion project going on. It's called the Farmer's Almanac. ChatGPT did pretty good naming it that. And I just love showcasing community, but also you tech coaches out there. This is why I did it, because this is a great way. Book Creator is a great way to start your tech newsletter in. And so this is kind of me just celebrating the community, giving them some tips. So this is what you will see. So tech coaches out there, don't be afraid to create your tech newsletter in Book Creator. All right, then I got my partner in crime, David. Give us a little something. And while you're doing that, y'all just notice how handsome this guy is right here. But there's, Holler has been on a journey. All right. Tyler's been on a journey. Let me show you this journey, y'all. Let me show y'all. Keep this tuned in. Look at this. All right.
Oh no.
Look how handsome he
Gemini.
is. We just
Gemini
we
did
just
me
had to
dirty.
do it. We just had to do this. This is a little AI with Gemini's new thing. So we just had to do this. So
Get that photo out of there.
this is cute. This is cute. Let's take him back. Let's take him back. Love it. All right. Let's keep on rolling.
Oh,
So today what we're buzzing all about is we're going to be buzzing in Book Creator. I want to get you guys into the pages and yeah, follow along, continue to follow along. And you know, for me, I really want to showcase how students are buzzing because at the end of the day, we want to create an atmosphere and a community for our students to work collaboratively. So that's what we're going to be doing today. Now, if all of y'all that's hearing this in the chat, in my book, meet me on page 5. Meet me on page 5, and I'm seeing you guys here. And this is a nice little classroom management feature where I can come up here and I can see how many people are on this page. All right, now don't make me call some of y'all out by your middle name, okay? So make sure that y'all get to hear this page 5, okay, y'all? All right. So what we're going to do on this is you're going to vote with your boots. And this is a great way to get kids in and collaborating and using their voice, all right? So what you're going to do is you are going to go up to the plus sign and you're going to go to media and you're going to go to icons and you can type in boots, all right?
there's so many to choose from.
Or if you want a little fancy, you can go to the Giphies. And you don't always have to be boots. You can add some sneakers as well. So what I want you guys to do is I want you to vote with your boots. Add your favorite pair of shoes on there. And I want you to tell me, when you're creating projects, what is your priority? Is it all about student creativity? Oh, I see them. Oh, look at them.
Here they come.
Boots. All right. Or is it all about curriculum alignment, or are you a little bit in between? Vote with your boots, put your boots on there, keep on that timeline, and you know, make it a little smaller and put where you are at in that. I love doing this with students, and this is really basic. I just created this using a few shapes, added, you know, a this or that, a would you rather. And this is really an empowering way to get kids involved, and they love doing this. So keep those boots coming. Oh, I see somebody jaywalking right there. Ooh, I love that. They jaywalking up. I got some J's up in here.
I like too,
All
Pops,
right.
that like you get a little bit of choice here. The kids get to decide which pair of boots represents them.
Ooh. Ooh. Hey, not gonna lie. So I love this is where I learn just a little bit more about my students. You know, like you said, that individuality, that creativity. I'm
Mhm.
seeing that Michael loves those sparkly red boots. Okay. He's a little extra. All right. I'm seeing somebody love jaywalking. And so I might say, I'm like, oh, okay, Lindsay. Lindsay's over there like, I'm your jaywalker. And I love shouting it out and say, hey, who's got those sparkly red boots? Who's got those nice cowboy boots? Anybody got a pair of those at home? You know, and it really starts to get kids talking and using their voice. So I'm seeing a trend. I'm seeing a trend. We have some people leaning really to curriculum, all right? And you will have some people leaning really to creativity. And what's nice about this community is we really start to take things and learn from others, you know, and so here we can see that there's people in between. And I know for me, my journey, you know, in creating projects, it's continuing to get better and better and better, and I'm starting to be right there in that middle. And you know, when I first started, that was all about creativity, right? You know, I want kids to be extra. Then I know that I had to bring in my curriculum as well. And then I kind of met in the middle, you know, as I gotten better and better. So love, love, love. We got 15 people on this page. Oh, I was wondering when some crops we're gonna show up. That's for sure. Keep on adding those boots. Awesome. Well, I appreciate that, y'all. Thanks for joining in. I appreciate that. All right, let's keep on rolling. And you guys continue to add those boots. We'll go back to it. But a lot of people ask, why group projects? I'm struggling with everybody, in my class, But here's the why, and I think numbers just speak for itself. 97% of students say group projects makes learning more enjoyable and engaging. And that right there, Holler, that's my why.
You can't mess with 97%. That's pretty high.
That's my why. But you know what? And you guys already know that I want every student in my classroom to experience that yeehaw moment. And I know for me that those yeehaw moments often happen when I have those group projects going, when I have collaboration, when I have two people partnering up where they can talk to each other, where they can really enhance those ideas and have that learning, just having somebody to learn with and be on that journey with to create. And I think, down here at the bottom, a lot of people say, but we have to have these standardized tests. We have to teach to the test. And I don't know about y'all, but when I have collaboration and group projects and hands-on activities, it's a proven record. Those standardized test scores go up. And so that's what I'm here just to kind of reinforce is keep on having those projects, keep giving students that yeehaw moment, because at the end of the day, they are doing better in those projects, in those tests, and they're having that yeehaw moment, and they love to come to school every single day. So just love, just throwing that in a little bit. All right. Now, everybody meet me on page 7. This is our last collaborative page. But everybody meet me on page 7. And I want to show two things here. I want to show that, one, I want to hear, some of the barriers that keep you from doing more group projects. And what you're going to do is you're going to find a box, and you're just going to double click on it and type what your barrier is when you are having group projects. Go ahead and start typing. And a lot of people ask me, where did you find this? How did you create this page? And Hotler, one thing I feel like some secret sauce is a lot of people don't know about our templates. And a lot of people may not know that you make them yours. You make that template what it is. And so as y'all are typing right here, I'm going to show you where to find this. So I'm going to go +, and I'm going to go to media, and I'm going to go to templates. And when I come up here, I'm going to type in alpha boxes. And this is where I found that template. Yes, it's alpha boxes and it's A through Z, but then I'm able to change it and make it mine. So I love this because every student can have a box. So I'm going to read just some people's and Holler, you can read and see if you see a special one that we need to.
The one I see all the time, Pops, is time, right?
Mm-hmm.
You're teaching them the test and that standardized stuff. Where do you find time for this?
100%. Yeah. Absenteeism. That's an interesting one. Students are embarrassed to have other students see their work. Yeah. Management, a big management. And I think, Book Creator, is one of those tools. And I'll show you why I think Book Creator is a perfect tool for to help with this management. It's actually why I started doing, projects in Book Creators, just because it really helped with that classroom management, time, accountability, those things, behavior, participation. Awesome. Well, guys, I really, really appreciate y'all just joining in on that. It's a great way to maybe even use this as an exit ticket to find out what kids know, this little template as well. All right.
No extra time. Links, right?
Yeah.
As a reference.
100%. I love this. So, this is a great way to really, every kid's got a voice, every kid's got a box, be able to do that. All right. All right, let's keep on rolling. Thank you guys so much for participating in this. It means the world when people get in. Hey, I know Mr. Swole over there. Good to see you, my guy. And so I want to really showcase some ideas, maybe get those wheels rolling. All right. So my first book collaboratively, one of my first books collaboratively took place with no other than some rowdy kindergartners. Um, and Holler, you people say, you think kindergartners can do this? This was one of my favorite projects. And so my kinder teachers came to me and they're like, Fobs, I want to create something where digitally, technology wise, where we can send something out to the parents.
We can do
And
that.
I was like, challenge accepted.
Let's
So
go.
I created this holiday book, and that remix is right there. Y'all can have it. And so what I did was I did a little app smashing with Canva as well, and I imported this into just a snow globe, an ornament, a sled, and a gingerbread house.
As you
So
do.
that was my template, just basic. And what I did with my kinders is I make magic happen. And this was so much fun because they each got their own individual page, and they were able to remove the background, and they were able to use their Giphies, use their voice. And this is, she's gonna be a
Merry
super.
Christmas.
She says Merry Christmas out there. So, what better way than to publish this, send it out to the parents, and icing on the cake, and I know we talked about just community, is this analytics. They were up there on their carpet and they were looking at the TV like, hey, we live in this little small town, but like grandma and grandpa were there in Seattle. And wait, there's this guy that I don't know, he lives in like Spain and he read this book. And so it was super cool to see those kids' faces, that they knew that this book didn't just reach their parents, it reached their aunts, their uncles, their grandparents. And I think that's the power of Book Creator, is also that analytics, that publishing feature, where not just that person that's the teacher is going to read it. All right. And so it's really, really cool. Yes. Great question. Is it possible to collaborate and send the link only to the book, or the students have to join the library? Well, Hotler, help me with this. I believe to collaborate, people have to be into the library itself.
You have to join the
Yes.
library to edit a book.
To edit the book. But I want to clarify that when I publish this book, I can send out the link, and the parents and grandparents only get the link. They do not have to join the library, but they cannot edit. It's a great question. Yeah. All right, let's keep on rolling. Now, I really love this. This is designing a history, making history come to life. Now, many of you may or may not know, but my wife teaches 8th grade U.S. history. And there's, when you are driving to Walmart and it's 30, 40 minutes away, you're going on a road trip, I feel like all we do is create really cool lessons, and we're thinking about how we can create cool lessons, and then we make it come to life, once we get back to the drawing board. And this was one of them. We're driving and we're like talking about projects and making it come to life and talking about a shoebox. But we're talking about how, hey, maybe Book Creator could be a really good place to have that best last tool. And so what we did was, this was the first one, we created this American Revolution theme park project. Okay. And so we use this to house everything. And I've done a TikTok about it, but here we've used it to really house everything and have that classroom management and those roles. We also are very clear with instructions. And so here we kind of go step by step, and they're able to take their pictures and establish roles and accountability. And we go from day one and brainstorm it. And these are actually templates in Book Creator. And this is how we created this. They're going to end up creating a shoebox of their attraction, their theme park attraction, day 2. They have to draw it. They have to take a picture. And so the teacher can go into each person's book and the group book, and to really have that accountability piece and that management piece. And so right here is just a really cool way. And they can also generate or draw, but they can also use video or their voice. So these are the different rides. They add their shoebox pictures, and so that they have that. So finished project, they end up having and drawing it. And they app smash with Adobe Express or Canva. I know right now they're actually working on the Colonial Games. So this is very similar to the Hunger Games. And just being able to see some of this stuff come to life is just really, really cool. So looking forward to seeing some projects, finished projects. But just this is where we house our projects and make it come to life and have that classroom management, the accountability, just those things. So y'all have those 3 templates. Those are the templates you should be able to remix this. These are the Amazing Race ones. So very similar throughout the year. All right, and these are just some projects, pictures of the projects. Another one that I did with my students was a country project, and a lot of people actually do this. And so what I did was, first and foremost, I create a template. I like when my kids have a little bit more structure. And so this is just my template for the countries project. I used some templates, and then what I did was I paired up students. And so here's an example of the Egyptian travel guide. So they took that template, and I always say, make it yours. So 2 kids collaborated on this. You can see Nathan and Adeline, and they're able to make, their book, and everything you see in here was actually done in Book Creator. So it's really, really cool to see how it's just, I always say, I want to make my template as boring as possible because I want you to make it extra, right? I want you to be extra. And sometimes with classroom management, so that the kids don't go down rabbit holes, is I'll have everything in my apps disabled. And I'll say, right now, you're going to create the content, all right? And then what I'll do is I'll then give them extra time, like go be extra. And I'll enable the apps, maybe Adobe Express, maybe Canva, maybe the Giphies. So that's my classroom management little trick, because you already know they're going to go down that rabbit hole and start doing that. Have that off and have like a little timer and really see what you can, see all the kids work, and then give them that be extra time. And they love that terminology. It's time to go be extra, and they do. And, then I love this template, our Learning Reflections template, because you can add voice, and really it's a great way to just kind of give me 1 or 2 things that you learned. So that's our country projects. Now, in my new role, I've been doing a lot of professional development, right? And Hotler, do you really think I would let teachers get off with just doing individual work in PD? Probably not.
No.
Not a chance. Nope. So what I've done, and this is a great project for students, is I have teachers collaboratively work on a page. And so what they have to do is they have to create an Instagram post, hey, Soph, and they have to do like a breaking news farm theme. Of course, everything has to be farm theme, but I really lay it out. You have to include text. You have to include an image. You have to generate an image. You have to record your voice, and you have to have your video.
Checklist.
Yes. And this is another really a classroom management tool, is have clear instructions. I even go as far as like I have like little tips or a task cards on the side of the book, just to kind of guide them through the project. All right. So task cards on the side off the page, or I have clear instructions on the page. All right. So y'all, this is adults. Okay. This is adults making creativity come to life. And y'all steal this project, make it yours. If you're learning something about science and social studies or ELA, like make it yours, y'all. But y'all can literally, like, they added their social media posts. We even had people
breaking news after decades of
where
being
they're
lifted
talking
by
about
tornadoes.
breaking news and this and this and this. And I should take off my earphones, but this right here was literally a teacher that created a rap about
You can
this.
hear it. You can hear it when you
Okay.
play it. You can hear it. Yeah.
You can hear that? Okay, y'all gotta listen to this.
It's a bird, it's a plane, it's a cow, man. It's going down, man. You better have a plan. Sharknado, no cownado. It's a tornado. Everybody duck go.
So we have
Come
How we
on.
now developed
literally,
the ability to fly.
this is our video
Scientists
feature.
everywhere
It's built right
indicate this
in.
evolutionary marvel could be a sign of the end times.
Stay with us to learn more.
So we literally have teachers adding video, adding voice, but notice that I gave clear instructions as to what I wanted on the page. And this is why I do this, because every student, every teacher learns differently. And you can see that every person had a role. Some people didn't want to talk and didn't want to sing, but then there was actually some singers in there that loved that piece, and other people that love to be on camera. Here, it's a way to get everybody involved. And you can see they app smashed Adobe Express right there. Just some really, we had somebody literally like do
Hi, WMYT here with Everyday I'm Sizzling for. We
acting
have
out.
I'm Chef Molly Moo.
and her sous chef.
Sue.
Great, what are we making today?
Chef Sue.
So
Restraints
this,
creativity, man.
so y'all, if you ever invite me to do any type of PD at your school, this is what can happen. All right, just fair warning. So just some really cool stuff. So some ways that I love to incorporate Book Creator. Now, I've been talking a lot. I get really hyped up, but I know you have a special project where actually people could collaborate, and you've set this up right for them. So tell us all about it.
Yeah, so that book in the top left, that is a book kind of outlining a workshop that we ran last, I want to say it was May. No, it was last year, it was last school year. And it was a book creator ambassador, Maria Brandy, came to me and she said, I want to run a global pen pal project. And she had something like 400 students or something. It was a massive undertaking. So we launched a big Google form. We got everything together. We made a bunch of templates for the guest teacher and for the host teacher and for all the different grade bands and like checklists and everything. And we made it work. And we literally pulled this off. Like 500 students from around the world got to connect with this one school in New York. It was incredible. What we did was we then held a workshop. And that's the video replay right there of the workshop, explaining everything. Right? Totally how to do everything. These are tips for success that we put together. There's like that top one there. Yeah, this is like the template that you can use and you can remix this. It has checklists for the guest teacher, checklists for the host teacher, everything both sides need to do to technically make this work. It even has extension activities in there. It has a copy of the Pen Pal book that the students worked on, which is there are these pages here. And again, like Bob said, checklist bookmaking is incredible because those constraints, they breed creativity when you give students just a little bit of walls but let them take it to the next level. So here's what we did. We put a link bottom left. We're gonna run another one of these workshops, and we're taking it a step further. Instead of just trying to link everybody up with one classroom, we're gonna kind of play a little matchmaker. So we're gonna have a special little tool that you can use to sign up and say, hey, I'm interested in having some global pen pals this school year. At some point, you give us your date range, and we're going to do our very best using Gemini and this Google form to match make as many classrooms together as we can this year. And you can do anything. You can do a get to know you back and forth. You can run one of Fob's activities. You can do all of the country book, the ABCs of culture. There are so many projects that you can work on with this kind of back and forth pen pal style work. But what I suggest you do, sign up for that webinar there that she just showed, whether you can come or not, because I will put your name down on the list of people interested in this kind of stuff. And then moving forward, you'll get the updates. Even if you can't come to the workshop, sign up so that you get those updates. But so excited. The collaboration is my favorite thing.
Yeah.
I'm so excited that we are going to be really putting our full force behind trying to get as many classrooms connected this year as we can.
I absolutely love it. And I love that you're giving people the opportunity to connect, and you're really bridging that gap, and you're going to be pairing up with people, because I think sometimes that's the hardest thing to do.
Hardest part.
And yeah, so I love how Book Creator is really taking that on and bridging that gap. And Book Creator is really that best last tool to really collaborate. And you know, shout out to Stormy. I just want to shout out, I know we're ending our time, but big shout out to Stormy because she is a big believer in global community and connecting. And so she has created this telling our story together. And she does exactly, you know, she wants to really bring everybody together. This is one of her ISTE poster sessions. And so you can actually add your page and she walks you right through it. But where you're able to see where everyone's from and connect. I know I added mine in there, but you know, you're able to see, you know, where in the world. I know Pam's in there and she's in there in this chat. Yeah, Pam's here. And this is there I am, little Farmer Fobs, and I'm right here outside of Cincinnati, Ohio. But you're able to really connect with people and see people. So if you want to join that library, it's right here. You can click that, link it. That book is already collaborative, and it's a great way to just, a big shout out to Stormy.
Big shout out to Stormy.
Yeah, because her heart is that global connector and that global community. So she's been a great ambassador. I really wanted to highlight her work. You know, and not that anybody has to do this, but I always like to showcase this at the end because this is also a great way to just bring voices, exit ticket, these different templates. You guys can find if you go +media templates, there's all kinds of just great templates that you can find. You know, I think it's Post-its or, you know, just different ones that y'all can find to just really bring your classroom together, you know. So always look at those templates if you need some help and some guidance. And then resources, I've provided a video just how to add collaboration, how to create collaboration within Book Creator. And last but not least, giddy up and go create your own Yeehaw moments with Book Creator. So great to have each and every single one of you here with us today. Thank you, Hotler, for joining me today. And guys, remember that there's that attendance certificate. And guys, tweet it out. Say that you were here. Give us a shout out on Twitter, on the socials. We love hearing from you, and we love seeing student work. So publish it, tweet it out, Instagram it out, Facebook it out. We love absolutely hearing your Yeehaw moments with Book Creator. Without further ado, and also a big shout out to Katie, who's always behind the scenes, that keeps us rolling here in the chat. Thank you, guys. Thanks for
Thanks, y'all.